I'm back. Did you miss me? You guys are probably like, Beanie, what the fuck's your problem? Like, we don't hear from you for like a week, 2 weeks, and it's 2 videos in one day. Well, I gotta strike while the iron's hot, guys. Yeah, I'm in a different shirt. I did choose to change my shirt at least. Hey, I wasn't even able to fit in this shirt a couple months ago. Because these ham hock arms of mine, but it fits now, and it's not too tight on the bubs. I got the big bubbies, but and sometimes you girls with the big bubs, we all know that the shirt will pull the thing open. This doesn't do it now, so that's cool. That's a little too much information. I don't care. It's my channel, and I can say whatever I want. Okay, so I went to Aspen. Yeah, and I changed my shirt only because, it was like really, they see me in my pajamas basically every time I go there now. And I felt like I wanted to make myself feel better, so I got dressed, but I didn't do my hair because it's like one or the other. Feast or famine. You're either going to get my hair done or I'm going to get clean clothes on, and I opt for the clean clothes. I love girls with pretty hair. I just don't care about doing my hair. It takes too much time. I can't, you guys. Like, I have to allocate beanie time. Okay, so, and I'm sorry I'm doing this. I just glued these in. And, okay, first of all, let me tell you this. This stuff, garbage. I know it's backwards because of the way that I have the camera set up. It says Fix-It Ultra. So remember, I tried the Fix-It with scope, and that was garbage. This is equally garbagey. I'm still on the hunt for my Fix-It Secure. I saw it somewhere, and I didn't pick it up because I'm like, oh, I don't need it yet. And I can't remember where it was. And now I haven't been able to find it again. And I'm really miffed about this piece of garbage lie of being called Ultra, because I bought a double pack because it was cheaper at Walmart, and I had the coupons from when I got my teeth pulled out. And I'm like, oh, double hitter. It's already discounted because it's a double pack. And then I'm going to toss in my coupons, and yeah, now I'm stuck with this crap. I will use this trash until the tube is gone because I'm not a wasteful human being. The other box, honestly, I am going to donate it to my local thrift store. And I don't know what areas of the country you guys live in. Where I live in the South, we don't have the same restrictions that we did up north. So something like denture cream, as long as it's still in the box and the box is sealed, it can be donated. So I will be doing that. I have a bag of stuff I have to drop off at the thrift store. And I'll let somebody else get a hold of this garbage because it's awful. And I did leave feedback on their webpage about it. I should have probably looked at their webpage before I bought it because I wasn't the only one saying that it was garbage. So, bad on me. And, okay, so I hauled ass down to Aspen. They actually got me in quite quickly. First, I freaked out when I saw their parking lot, like how full their parking lot was. I was like, oh no. That sucked balls. I was like, oh my God, because it was the fullest I had seen it since I've been going there. And I saw all the people sitting in their car, and I'm like, oh shit, they're that busy that we're doing the sit in your car thing and we'll call you in when it's your time. No, I don't know why those people were sitting in their car, because there was only one person in the waiting room. They took me right in, and I got called back within like 5 minutes, got called into the back. And so the little girl who always waits on me, she's so precious. She said, oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, they don't fit. So, I pointed out to her how, they come down too far, they go up too high. The plate in the back is too thick, and the ridge back here is too thick. So she says, okay, I'll be back in a little bit. She wasn't gone that long, maybe, 7-8 minutes or so. And they looked pretty good. I'm a little suspect about this side, but I'll see. Like, I'm going to have lunch in a bit. And it's not, a labor intensive lunch. It's not a chew intensive lunch. It's just some Napa cabbage, sauteed Napa cabbage, and snow peas and some shrimp that I made. So it's all soft-ish. So we'll see if it cuts down there. If it doesn't, maybe I'll wear these for a few days. I also asked her, well, she said, okay, I'll run these back to so-and-so, meaning Bob. But she used his real name. So my ears perked up because I'm like, oh, they got a new person. They got a new person. And that means my permanent teeth won't look like shit. No. I just got so used to calling his ass Bob that when she used his real name, it didn't register with me. So that's what I get. So she brought him back. I tried him in. They needed to come do a little bit more here. And then I said, and can you ask him to address this issue here? And she looks at it like she didn't know what was wrong with it. Bitch, you know what's wrong with it. Look at this shit. That looks like Beanie's teeth before dentures. But I, again, remember that these are not my permanent teeth. So, I'm not going to go too crazy. And she says, oh, I'm sure he can do something. And I said, listen, now tell him, do not start whittling away if it's going to turn out that I have like little tiny nubs. Okay, if it's going to look like that, then leave it how it is. Like, don't fuck with it. She says, okay. So now remember, it's already a roller coaster in there. There's no symmetry. It doesn't look like I had braces, So this is what the final result is. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see? So it's still lower than the rest. I'm using my lip gloss. It's still, lower than the rest, but not as bad. Not that bothers me. But whatever, it's inside my mouth. At least, like, I don't feel so, like, oh. I mean, I still know it's there. I still know that they're not crooked, they're not straight, but I'm gonna suck it up, buttercup. Like, I'm gonna let it ride. And then sorry, you guys know I'm catching up on my emails. As soon as I got home and I get settled in, I get a phone call from my doctor's office saying they're going to cancel my scan, that fancy scan, for Monday because there's a chance that my insurance is not going to pay for it. And I said, well, I called my insurance. They said I don't need pre-authorization. Because that's another thing, guys. By the way, when you're having medical stuff, and I know we talked about it when it came to dentures, but this is just in general. Never go by what the doctor's office says. Like, even though they plug in your insurance and all that and they can see certain things, don't go by what they say, that when they tell you something is covered or not covered. Because let me tell you something, you're going to get a bill from somebody and then your little heart is going to hurt and you're going to say, but I thought it was covered. Well, unless you call them and you ask them yourself, you're going to be up Schitt's Creek. So I had actually called my insurance yesterday and I wanted to make sure that pre-authorization wasn't required. Because if it's a procedure that requires pre-authorization and you just go and get it done anyways, they can reject the entire claim. Talked to some little girl outsourced somewhere in Malaysia, and she said, no pre-authorization. So when this girl from the doctor's office calls me and she says, did you get your labs, the first set of labs? I said, yeah, I got them done Monday. And she says, oh, we haven't gotten the results yet. And I said, well, that's not my problem. Call the lab people. She says, we're going to have you not get your additional scan on Monday because your insurance is not going to cover it. And I said, well, I called them. I went through the whole spiel. Well, it turns out that I have to get another test, another like lab test, before I can get the additional scan. So the doctor's office shows that they've done their due diligence, showing that I require the scan. It's all smoke and mirrors, you guys. Like back in the day, they saw you had an issue, they just went in there and got whatever it was out and then be done with it. Now, I mean, I've been to 3 hospitals in like 6 weeks. Okay. Well, 2 hospitals, and then this new hospital that I have to go to will be the 3rd. It's crazy pants. I mean, everything is so drawn out, and I'm like, well, I'm glad, they caught this, because I would be really pissed. I mean, I just had to pay, I don't know, it was like $700. I made a payment yesterday for other tests and shit that I had done. I mean, I'm not made of money. I'm a lady on my own. I'm just, but then I thought about this. I'm glad I brought this up, because now it just made me think about it. So when, I was saving for my teeth, and, I had talked in the past about the previous plan was to get, implants, and I was thinking about going abroad to get them. And then I decided to change my whole scope. Well, I had to change my scope because of the current world condition of the pandemic. And I said, sometimes God knows. I mean, listen, and I use the word God. If you believe in Allah, if you believe in, what's that little fat guy? What's that little fat guy's name? Buddha. If you believe in the universe, whatever your higher power is, okay? You will hear me use either God or the universe, because to me, God is my universe. So, it's interchangeable, okay? But what I'm saying is, when I always buck against stuff, and I'm like, or I go, not to go against the grain, but I'm like, why is this just not panning out the way that I want it to? It's not how I envisioned it in my head. And then I look back and I say, well, because dum-dum, you're not at the wheel. Yeah, like you're a passenger, but there's somebody else who knows a little bit more about what's happening. And I look at it now and I say, well, it was a blessing that, I did not go forward and put myself in a financially heavy situation with the implants, because I'm having to pay for all these medical expenses that have to do with outside, of the whole vessel, not just this little nugget here. I mean, if all this shuts down, it don't matter what's clicked in here, right? It don't matter if they're pull out teeth or screw in teeth. Wouldn't give shit less if this vessel is not running tight. So I said, and I thought about that today when I was getting ready to leave to go to Aspen. I said, you know what? The universe, I got to start letting go. There's that saying, let go and let God. Because you know what? There I was. Every time I get pissed at Bob, I want to fuck him up because I got these janky teeth. And, God knew better. This is the route you have to go. You got to suck it up, dum-dum. Be quiet. Be grateful for those ugly teeth from Bob. And be grateful that you have the money to just pay for these expenses. That you're not going to, right now at least, be in a debt situation. Whereas if I would have spent, $20,000, $25,000, to go whole hog on the teeth, I wouldn't have that funny money to pay for these other tests. So that was just a little insight. And it was a good insight that I had, because I've been in a funk for the last week and a half or so, and, feeling down and feeling nervous and anxious. So, yeah. Anyways, this is what we got. I wish I would have put the other ones back in, and then before I glued these ones. I don't know, you guys think I should rock these ones for a couple of days and just see? I mean, I'm not totally in love with how crappy the top ones were done, but I feel like I'm going to try to eat. I'm trying to see what that does. And, yeah. Anyhow, that's the update. We made it to Aspen Dental. I said, okay, no, I don't want to procrastinate about that like I do with everything else. And then, you know, I'm on the racetrack trying to get everything in order. It's not a way to be. Doesn't make me happy to be that way. So I'm glad I got it done. I hope each and every one of you as well. Can you hit the, if you lasted this long, hit me the thumbs up. Remember, I don't get nothing out of the thumbs up other than the fact that, you know, it's like you're taking attendance. You know, hey, here. That's all. It's just gonna tell YouTube that people are, you know, they're watching. Maybe I'll do a video this weekend. It's supposed to be nice. It's gonna be like in the mid to high 80s, I think. It was kind of cold the last couple of days. I actually had to wear a sweatshirt. I think Tuesday. It was like 64 degrees in my house. I refused to put the heat on. I mean, I just cut the AC off after having it on since last March. I said, I'm going to sit in this house. Well, I had the windows open too, so that, you know, it wasn't like just 64 in the house. I had all the windows open, letting the fresh breeze come in. Anyhow, let me go. Let me eat my food. I hope each and every one of you as well. Like, comment, subscribe. Send me an email if you want to talk on the email. Send me an email. Remember, I have a no wiener picture policy. Don't send me no pictures of your weens. I don't want to see your butt. Ladies, I don't want to see your bubbies. I don't want to see any nakedness, okay? But if you want to send me an email, send me an email. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!